The results of this year's presidential election.
Also, UCF had a well-known guest this week. Find out about how Miss America contributed to the cultural awareness push on campus.
And find out how officials at UCF are helping more students graduate.
We'll have these stories and much more. Nightly News starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Alexa Rodriguez.
And I'm Javier Cervantes. Today is Friday, March 28th.
Students came out to vote for their next Student Government Association president and vice president. Nightly News reporter Claire Davis tells us who won and speaks to those who lost.
Your new president and vice president are Sydney and Weston.
After multiple debates last week and 3 days of voting, Weston Bays and Sydney Outfield won by a landslide with nearly 70% of the votes. Their contenders Jessica Gotsleben and Luchtwin Luck received just about 35% of the vote. Weston says he's excited to jump right into his new role as SGA president.
Next few weeks, we definitely want to get the ball rolling. We want to start looking at our cabinet of what positions we really want to do and make sure as soon as we get into office, we're starting on our platform points and getting things accomplished.
I have the election results here in my hand, and with UCF being the second largest school in the nation, only a little more than 6,000 students came out to vote this year. Jessica, Luck, and their supporters say they're more disappointed in that than losing the election.
I wish there was more voter turnout, but I mean, I'm always happy with the results. I'm glad that students voted, and I congratulate Weston and Sydney.
Bays and Altfield say their opponents ran a great race, and their platform points were very valid. Bays says they'll take a look at those points for their administration and work with Gotsleben and Luck in the future. In Orlando, Claire Davis, UCF Nightly News.
We spoke with students who said they're excited to see what Bays and Altfield bring to UCF and its students.
A popular nickname for UCF is You Can't Finish. Well, UCF is trying to change that into You Can Finish with its new program called the Knights Graduation and Grant Initiative, which started last fall. This program works to identify and seek out students who are close to finishing their degrees but need a little help to finish those last few credits. Dr. Gordon Chavez, the Associate Vice President for Enrollment Services, says that UCF wants to help all students to graduate.
If there are roadblocks that are preventing students from completing their degrees, the university administration wants to know about that, and we want to address those roadblocks so that students have the opportunity to complete their degrees.
Helped 7 students in the fall, but nearly 4 times that with 27 this spring. Dr. Chavez hopes the program will help more students in the future.
Royalty visited UCF this week. Miss America Nina Davaluri came to speak about diversity. Reporter Ashley Collins was there to hear how she's contributing to the cultural awareness push on campus.
Diversity is something Davaluri knows a lot about. Last year, she won the coveted title of Miss America. She said her culture played an important role.
And it wouldn't have meant as much if I didn't stay true to who I was culturally.
When Davaluri won the title, she received a lot of negative backlash, purely because of her Indian culture, which is why UCF's Multicultural Student Center decided to bring her to UCF to discuss her platform on diversity and cultural competency. Assistant Director of UCF's Multicultural Services says cultural awareness is important for students to know.
Lots of people like to think that we live in a post-racial society. That is not necessarily the case. I think that it's been masked to the sense where it's a lot more subtle.
Many UCF students came out to meet Miss America, and one we spoke to was inspired by her platform.
I think the fact that she's making strides to tackle it in the way that she is by speaking to like the younger generation and college students, a whole range of audiences, is a great way to take on the issue.
Davaluri hopes her platform can teach people to be more open-minded to those with different cultures and beliefs, but added that often many of us get in the way of our own success. In Orlando, Ashley Collins, UCF Nightly News.
Davaluri added that cultural awareness starts with educating our youth. It's time for a first look at our weather. Wilnifred Santiago joins us now with a look at our first forecast.
Well, it was a little chilly this morning coming into the studio, so what can we expect for the rest of the day?
Well, actually, it's going to be a lot warmer today, but with some rain. The current temperature is 80 degrees outside with 76% of humidity and 50%, and it's going to be 50% of rain. Also, there's going to be winds are going to move southeast 15 miles per hour. Now, that's all we have for now. Well, we'll have more on the forecast as later on the 5-day outlook.
Thanks, Will. Hopefully the weather gets a little better. Still ahead on Nightly News, UCF officials are discussing the possibility of building a hotel on campus.
And after, we'll take a look at sleep deprivation and how it might be the cause of some students' low grades.
Many of you wonder why fire hydrants around campus were flooding the streets on Tuesday. UCF Facilities Operations conducted its annual fire hydrant flushing. That means maintenance turns on one fire hydrant at a time around campus for 15 minutes to clean out the main water lines. UCF Facilities mechanic Troy Schnell told Nightly News they test the hydrants in case of an emergency. UCF Facilities say the main goal is to ensure campus is safe for students. A recent study on the sleep habits of college students indicates that students basically don't get enough sleep. Nightly News reporter Lauren Gonzalez tells us about one place on campus that can help you if you have sleep disorders.
College students are among the most sleep-deprived people in the country. That's what a recent study from the Washington University in San Luis shows. According to the study, 70% of college students sleep less than 8 hours. Some of the findings link the lack of sleep with poor academic performance in college, along with mental health problems such as depression and anxiety. Christina Grabnikov's UCF nurse practitioner at the health center and a specialist in sleep disorders believes this is a big issue among college students and it has to be treated as any other illness.
If there is a concern that you do get, come in and talk with someone, your provider, about sleep, it's a super important issue that could lead to anxiety, depression.
Sleep workshops are held here at the health center where students can come and share their struggle with this problem and learn tips in how to sleep better. Gromnica says that students who attend the workshop will be able to see results within a week.
We can actually give them a whole list of things that it's called a sleep hygiene that they can go and do right away. And they'll see effects within a week or 2 weeks, that they'll notice a much better type of sleep.
Gramnikas also says that getting 9 hours of sleep every day will improve your memory retention and immunity system. In Orlando, Lauren Gonzalez, UCF Nightly News.
The next sleep workshop will be held at the first week of April at the Health Center.
UCF is getting their feet wet in the hotel game. That's right, UCF is taking a page straight from Orlando's hotel industry and is proposing to build an on-campus hotel. The hotel will be located on Alafaya Trail between University Boulevard and Centaurus Drive. It will be discussed at a Board of Trustees meeting next month. UCF says the developer of the hotel will foot the construction and operating cost. Now that sounds like an interesting idea to me, doesn't it?
Definitely, definitely.
Now, Javier, how many girls do you know that would actually post a picture of themselves on social media without any makeup on?
Alexa, I would say not many.
Okay, well, you know one because I did it. And you can see the picture on your screen right now. On March 20th, a social media campaign began to raise awareness about cancer using the hashtag #NoMakeupSelfie. But they raised much more than awareness. Over 8 million British pounds, which is about 13 million US dollars, have been raised for cancer research in the UK. Anyone who wants to donate can text BEAT to 7009 to donate $5. All week, nightly news reporters have been posting pictures of themselves without makeup. To check them out or to post your own no makeup selfie, visit our Facebook page. Now, you know, what's weird is that boys are actually supposed to post pictures of themselves with makeup on. Javier, is that something you would do?
Well, I'll think about that. I usually don't wear any makeup, so maybe after the show I'll take a picture and post it online. But you guys look really great on the pictures you guys posted online.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, but I'm going to hold you to that posting selfie after the show.
I don't know what I got myself into. When we come back, Marissa Crick will have updates on world news.
And the weather's been a little chilly. I know I've been dressed in shorts when I should have been wearing pants. So hopefully Will's going to tell us what to expect for the next few days.
There's a lot going around in the world this week. Marissa Crick joins us live from the newsroom with all of the latest national and international stories. Marissa?
Thanks, Javier. It's definitely been an eventful couple of weeks around the world. Malaysian Flight 370 has now been missing for 21 days. It vanished on March 8th while en route to Beijing, carrying 239 people on board. Images from Thailand, France, and Japan show hundreds of objects floating in the northeast Indian Ocean. Australian officials are now leading the search to uncover the mysterious objects. And in Belgium, President Obama warned Russia on Wednesday that there will be consequences if they continue to advance beyond the annexation of Crimea. On Thursday, the United Nations General Assembly voted on a resolution. The majority of the countries calling the annexation of Crimea illegal and focusing on isolating Russian President Vladimir Putin. And back here in Washington state, around 90 people are still missing after a devastating landslide hit last Saturday. The death toll has officially reached 17 and is expected to rise. Controversy surrounds the area of Snohomish County, which many residents say they had no idea there were geological reports explaining how the area is landslide prone. That's all we have for your world news. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for the updates, Marissa. If you're like me and love traveling or learning a new language, you may want to consider working abroad. Earlier this week, Career Services, along with the Peace Corps office at UCF, held a workshop to give students an idea of what employers look for when working overseas. Students who apply and are accepted may get a job teaching or even serving in American embassies. Representatives from the Peace Corps office say it's important for applicants to be able to adapt to different cultures and work in underdeveloped conditions.
Some of the things that our employers are looking for is candidates who are flexible, who can adapt, who are capable of learning a new language, and are willing to live in different conditions.
In some way, Peace Corps always seemed like a good way to do it because then it's volunteering and it's like a different type of exposure to different cultures. It also seems safer than like if I were to organize something on my own.
If you're interested in learning more about working abroad, the UCF Peace Corps office will host another workshop next Thursday, April 3rd in the Honors College at 1:30 p.m.
Many of us know someone who's been affected by cancer. However, one UCF student knows all about fighting for his life. Nightly News reporter Blaise Acosta shares his story and how one organization helped him fight his battle.
Well, I just woke up in the middle of the night with extreme pain. I was just extremely painful. I mean, my blood was like syrup, so it was like it was really hard to be pumped through my body.
Tyler Lehman was only 12 years old when doctors diagnosed him with leukemia and lymphoma, 2 types of blood cancer.
A normal white blood cell count is like 10,000, 5 to 10,000. Mine is 357,000, which was the highest they've ever seen before. So my blood was like syrup of just cancer cells.
After spending months in the hospital and receiving chemotherapy, Tyler went into remission when his brother donated blood marrow. But Tyler says regaining his health would be a lot more difficult if it weren't for donations from the American Cancer Society, also known as the ACS, and members of his community. One of the things the ACS offered was meetings to help Tyler learn more about his cancer and the treatments.
I've gone to several of these past couple years living with cancer, so they talk about long-term side effects, what other people have done, what research is being done out there, what opportunities are out there for you.
When doctors cleared Tyler, he headed to Rock Camp, a camp for kids who are going through treatment. The camp is sponsored by donations from the ACS and private citizens.
You come to this place where half the kids are bald. You know, half the kids have something different about them. So since everyone's different there, everyone feels normal.
Today, Tyler's studying to be a pediatric oncologist nurse while maintaining jobs at the Rec and Wellness Center and as an RA at Northview. In Orlando, Blaise Acosta, UCF Nightly News.
Tyler told Nightly News the donations from his community and the ACS helped make all of his difference in his recovery. If you would like to donate or read more of his story, head to the Nightly News website.
And now it's time for our weather segment. Will, please tell us that we're going to have great weather for News Universal Nights this weekend.
Well, actually, Alexa, it's going to be good weather. It's not going to be either too hot or too warm. It's going to be, and there's going to be 0% of rain. Let's look at the state map. It's 80 degrees in Orlando currently, and it's a little colder in the top of the state. It was 72 in Tallahassee, and in Jacksonville, 76. In Miami, it's 81, and then in Tampa, it's 77. We'll look at the national map. And the national map is cold all around the top part of the country. It's around 20 degrees all around the top, and in the mid section of the country, it's around 30s to the 40s around there. And then in the bottom of the country is where it's hot. It's around 70 or 80 degrees. And also in Miami, in California, it's also around 30 degrees. Let's look at the water vapor map. The water vapor map shows us that there's a storm by Louisiana. It's a strong storm that's been affecting us currently. That's why we currently have rain. And tomorrow we're going to have rain because of this storm. And but the storm is actually going to move all the way to Virginia. And then once it passes Virginia, it's gonna hit part of the state. It's gonna hit part of Tallahassee, but it's not gonna affect us. Currently, also we have a lake wind advisory. So if you're gonna do any lake activities, be sure to be careful because we have a lake wind advisory till 7. Let's look at the rest of the week. The rest of the week is going to be good. Saturday is going to be rainy, like I said, and then the rest of the week is going to be 0% rain, and it's going to be hot, good weather. That's all we have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Will. Still ahead on Nightly News, it's been a great week for UCF baseball, Javier.
Definitely, Alexa. And UCF women's tennis played 2 close matches this week. Reporter Nick Marcinek tells us if they were able to snag the wins. Sports is up next.
Greeting Knights, I'm Nick Marciniak with your sports update. The close games have defined the women's tennis team's 2014 campaign. 10 of their 13 matches have been decided by either 1 or 2 points. Tuesday, the Knights took on Samford, finding themselves in yet another tight battle. The Knights took an early 2-0 lead, but just couldn't hold on, losing 4 games to 3. Yesterday, UCF looked to rebound against East Tennessee State, but instead they found more of the same against the Buccaneers, once again dropping it by a single point. The losses dropped the Knights' record to 4-10 on the year. The UCF softball team battled the number 4 Florida Gators on Wednesday. UCF center fielder Mariah Garcia starting the scoring here for the Knights with a 2-run double in the bottom of the first. But in the fourth, the game broke wide open. The Gators scored 7 runs, including this grand slam by catcher Taylor Fuller. The Knights tried to make a run late, but it just wasn't enough to catch the Gators. They fall 10-6. The Knights' next game will be a doubleheader in Philly against the Temple Owls this Saturday. And now after a bumpy start to the season, things are trending up for the UCF baseball team. Currently sitting at the top of the AAC, the Knights welcome non-conference foe Bethune-Cookman to town on Wednesday. Wildcats drawing first blood here in the top of the third. Matt Noble sent one down the left field line. That would make it 1-0 BCU. Now on the bottom of the frame, 2 on for the Knights. Eric Barber thinks he's put the Knights on the board, but no, look at this sweet snag by Josh Johnson. Next batter up, though, James Vasquez. He's not phased at all. Sends one off the right field wall. That puts the Knights up 2-1. All UCF from there. They hold on for the 4-1 victory. There's one popular touchdown celebration you won't be seeing on Sundays this year. The NFL held its owners' meeting right here in Orlando this week, and one key rule passed made dunking the football illegal after touchdowns. This is in response to a dunk last year that bent the crossbar, resulting in a delay of game. Now, if you're anything like me, your bracket was busted a long time ago, but there are still 12 teams competing in the NCAA tournament. Florida, Arizona, and Wisconsin all punched their ticket to the Elite Eight last night, but really the surprise of the tournament has to be the Dayton Flyers. An 11 seed, they beat Stanford last night to reach their first Elite Eight in 30 years. Now we've got 4 more great games on the slate tonight, including a rivalry bluegrass battle between Kentucky and Louisville. By the end of the weekend, the Final Four will be set for next weekend's tilt in Arlington, Texas. That's all for sports. Back to you, Javier.
Thanks, Nick. A UCF Tradition Universal Nights will take place this weekend at Islands of Adventure starting at 4 p.m. If you miss a ticket distribution, you can still buy a ticket for $40. For more information on the free shuttle service, you can go to nightlynews.ucf.edu. Well, Alexa, I don't know about you, but I am definitely going to go to Universal Nights this Sunday.
You know, I'm a little disappointed in myself. As a senior, I haven't gone all 4 years, so I might have to find one of those last-minute $40 tickets, and we can definitely meet up, maybe ride the Hulk together.
All right, definitely. Yeah, I went last year, and I mean, the lines were really, really long, but I think it was worth it. Hopefully this Sunday, the weather is good, as Will mentioned earlier. It's probably going to be hot.
Yeah, so have you ever ridden the Hulk?
I have, you have to come with me to ride the Hulk.
Okay, I'll try. You might have to hold my hand, convince me a little, but we can
It'll definitely be worth it. It goes by really, really quick. So.
Okay, it's that big shooting that's getting me nervous.
All right, no problem. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us.
If you have a story idea or a comment about something you've seen here on Nightly News, email us at nightlynews@ucf.edu.
And be sure to check us out online at nightlynews.ucf.edu. Join us here again next week. Until then, have a great weekend.